What's up, Internet? This is the Too Long Didn't Read from my new book, Uncertainty: How the Latest Science and Technology Confirm the Bible is True. This story is called Atomic Avatars. Now that digital neural networks are smarter than us, simulation theory predicts we live inside a quantum computer. That's in theory. But what about in practice? It sure doesn't feel like this place is a computer. The best description of how our universe operates is called quantum mechanics. If we do live inside the matrix, then there should be some experimental data that strengthens or weakens the simulation argument, right? In this story, we learn about quantum mechanics from Carlo Rovelli and his book, Reality is Not What It Seems: The Journey to Quantum Gravity. Rovelli shows that not only is all philosophy based on uncertainty, and all digital neural networks are based on uncertainty, but all of reality is based on uncertainty. What makes quantum mechanics so unsettling is the observer effect we witness in our experiments. When reality is observed, it behaves like physical particles, like made out of stuff. But when reality is not observed, which is crazy, it goes back to being some kind of ghost liquid of all possibilities. Here's just part of an explanation from the double slit experiment.
That's what you get. 50% of the time, it beeps and you see a spot arrive adjacent to the upper slit. The other half of the time, it doesn't beep, but you see a spot arrive at the lower slit. So, yeah, it's picked out the atoms that have gone through the upper slit and not the ones that have gone through. So each atom does go through one slit or the other. But that's a different result to what we had earlier. So here's the last bit of sneakiness that we can play with atoms. Surely now, we're going to get to grips with it. Leave the detector there, but just very quietly go and unplug it. Don't let the atoms know that you're not spying on them. Make them think that you're still detecting them. So, yeah, okay, we're going to run the experiment atoms. Okay, get ready, one at a time. We're going to be checking on you. All right, so run the experiment again. Now, if you can explain this using common sense and logic, do let me know, because there's a Nobel Prize for you.
Wave-particle duality freaked out a lot of scientists, especially Einstein. You can read more about that here. But physicists have gone on to prove that the universe is not locally real. Here's a video on that. We review several competing interpretations of quantum mechanics. There's the Copenhagen interpretation, the many worlds interpretation, quantum Bayesianism, and the de Broglie-Bohm theory. The way I imagine quantum mechanics working is just like the physics engine in my kids' video games. So let's use Minecraft as an example. Minecraft is a digital universe made out of blocks that are much bigger than the pixels of reality. And here's a 1-minute trailer video that you can visualize. Kids don't care how overly simple the graphics are in Minecraft. 140 million people have invested 100 million years of playtime building worlds inside Minecraft. Little kids can fly through the air, they can throw mountains into the sea, they can build little digital farms and mine crystals and do whatever else they do there. In Minecraft, a kid is a god. No wonder they hate when we tap them on the headphones to take out the trash. To better understand quantum mechanics, consider this question. When a Minecraft player navigates their avatar away from their little digital farm, what happens to all the wheat in their digital wheat fields? Does the wheat exist? The Minecraft engine doesn't render the wheat in the wheat fields when no one is interacting with it, but the fact that no one is observing the wheat doesn't mean the wheat stops growing either. Minecraft tracks all the changes to the digital wheat, but it just doesn't have to make all the detailed calculations required for a Minecraft observer until someone is observing the wheat again. So Minecraft only renders reality wherever the users go, just like the Copenhagen interpretation of quantum mechanics. So see why I say we live in a quantum computer? At Physicists, quantum mechanics makes Einstein's equation E equals mc squared way more interesting when you isolate for mass instead of energy. Rendering reality is exactly as expensive as the speed of light squared. For example, the amount of energy that destroyed Nagasaki, Japan in World War II came from just 6.4 kilograms of plutonium-239, with roughly 20% efficiency. So think about that bomb in reverse. The amount of energy that destroyed Nagasaki, Japan in World War II is only 20% of the energy required to be 6.4 kilograms of plutonium. That's bonkers. The average human has enough energy in their mass to destroy half a continent. If you don't doubt your reality enough already, it gets worse, because in Carlo Rovelli's book, he goes on to describe how our universe is pixelated. Well, technically, pixel is probably not the right word because pixels are only two-dimensional. In computer science, the three-dimensional pixels are called voxels. So voxels are cubes instead of squares. So the voxels of reality are called quanta. A single voxel of reality is called a quantum. And quantum mechanics is the study of how the voxels of reality work. We close the story explaining the persistence of consciousness using television as an analogy. There's a good movie that explains it, and a couple more quotes by Carlo Rovelli where he explains that everything in the universe is made out of information. Everything is information. He concludes, classical mechanics misled us into thinking that we could do without taking account of this simple truth, and that we could access, at least in theory, a vision of reality entirely independent of the observer. But the development of physics has shown that, at the end of the day, this is impossible. Einstein is rolling over in his grave, and Copernicus too. Copernicus risked everything to argue that the Earth wasn't the center of the universe, but quantum mechanics seems to imply that the most important thing in the universe is life itself, the avatars in the video game. Without an observer, the universe doesn't get rendered, which begs the question, do galaxies at the edge of space only render to the resolution of our current telescopes? Up next, we deep dive all the way down into the voxels of reality to see how they work. We also review a new scientific paper that measures how much data it would take to simulate all the matter in our universe. At Christians, we really need your support. Fundamental Frequency is a 501c3 nonprofit ministry dedicated to spreading the good news of Jesus to academics, scholars, and scientists because they have a tremendous influence on all our worldviews. Their opinions directly influence our children's education, the media, national policy, and budgets for future scientific research. So please consider investing some of your tithe this year into our mission of eradicating the false doctrine of Darwinian evolution. You can use this QR code to donate in one click. All your gifts are tax deductible. You can also help us by sharing this story with your friends on TikTok, Twitter, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, WeChat, Weibo, and QZone. See you next time.